The cyclist squat falls into the squat pattern. The primary muscles used in the cyclist squat are the quads, the VMO, and the glutes. Goblet and front rack variations are also going to challenge the musculature of the upper back. The cyclist squat is commonly loaded with a barbell in the back rack, the front rack, or the overhead position, a dumbbell or kettlebell in the goblet position, or even a kettlebell or dumbbell held in the front rack positions. Start by taking a narrow stance with the heels elevated on a wedge, brace the core, and then flex at the hips and knees to squat down in a controlled fashion, allowing the knees to drive forward over the toes to reach a full depth squat where the calves and the hamstrings meet. Ensure the torso stays upright throughout the movement and weight stays distributed evenly through the heel and the ball of the foot. Finally, drive through the feet and squeeze the glutes and quads to return to the starting position. Now, why would you do cyclist squats? Some of the main benefits include quad hypertrophy and quad strength, as exercise selection to reduce stress on the low back when compared to regular squatting variations. For clients who are posterior chain dominant and you want to create structural balance between that posterior and anterior chain, potentially as an accessory to the back squat, or even when ankle dorsiflexion is limited. As one caveat, it is really important to note there is a difference between the cyclist squat and a heels elevated squat. The heels elevated squat takes a natural squat stance, which will be a little bit wider when compared to the really narrow stance of that cyclist squat. This makes it a more appropriate choice for clients who are trying to address motor control issue in that squat pattern where they're experiencing a forward lean on their torso. When you're using the cyclist squat to build quad strength, you want to make sure you place it at the front end of a training session. You're going to go ahead and prescribe lower volume, so lower repetitions and potentially slightly faster tempos, and then match that with higher intensity or heavier loads. And finally, make sure that you are implementing longer rest periods. When you're using the cyclist squat for quad hypertrophy, you're still going to place it at the front end of the session before any isolated or quad accessory exercises, but now it's going to be at higher time under tension and volume, and at more moderate intensity. So expect to see higher repetitions, slower tempos, and then lower loads when compared to application for strength.